long night or a restless night, the very next day feel like you can't be concentrated or be alert or even falling asleep, especially during a training or a briefing. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about why sleep is important for our minds and our bodies, and what the lack of sleep can potentially cause us in the future. First, I'm going to cover exactly what sleep is and how it affects our brain functions. Then I'm going to talk about the benefits of sleep for a person's health with our weight. And finally, I'll talk about how the lack of sleep can be problematic for us with diseases or disorders in our future. Most of the information I'm going to share with you today I retrieved from the CDC, the National Institute of Health, and the University of Rochester Medical Center. First, let's define sleep. Sleep is the naturally occurring state characterized by reduced or absent lack of consciousness for relatively suspended sensory activity and inactivity of nearly all voluntary muscles. According to CDC, children need about 9 to 10 hours of sleep, teens about 8 to 9, and adults between 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. I'm going to focus on the adults and why it's important to us. Our brains produce neurotransmitters such as serotonin and norepinephrine. These neurotransmitters help our brains to stay alert and active with our memories while we're awake. The neurons that produce these neurotransmitters need to shut down to rejuvenate themselves and to replenish themselves. That's what sleep helps with. If these neurons cannot replenish themselves, they begin to malfunction, which can affect our alertness and our memory. Tech Sergeant Nicole Sansey, an IDOT for Chevelle Airfield, stated, "If you're sleep deficient, you may have trouble making decisions, solving problems, controlling your emotions and behavior, and coping with change." This happened in the example. In 2006, a U.S. heavy airlift aircraft went into an aerodynamic stall, dropping about 4,000 feet in altitude. The aircrew was about to recover the plane right before impact. The investigation report showed that it was fatigue that caused this stall. The aircrew had traveled over 11,000 miles within 6 days. The day of the mishap was up for 21 hours with very minimal rest. The aircrew focused on such a minute malfunction of the blade that they lost their alertness and their central awareness of the other plane, causing the stall. The type of environment that we work in and the equipment that we work on every day, sleep is extremely important for us. Not only does sleep affect our brain functions to improve our alertness and memory, but it can also benefit a person's health when it comes to their weight. Our body produces what we call hunger hormones, and being in a deployed area, we want to leave here with that deployment body, feel healthy. What these hormones are, there's ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is the hormone that tells you that you're hungry, that you need to feel full. Leptin is your appetite decreasing. It tells your brain when you're satisfied and you don't need any more sustenance. Studies show that sleep deprivation leaves the ghrelin hormone increases while leptin decreases. So basically, your body is telling you to constantly eat, but your leptin levels are so low that you're not saying that you're satisfied. This will definitely not help us get that deployment body that we're all searching for. Along with affecting our health when it comes to weight, sleep can also affect our immune system. Sleep conserves energy and other resources that helps our body fight infections and diseases. Sleep has been associated with strokes, with cancer, and even with the Alzheimer's disease. According to the University of Rochester Medical Center, they made a discovery that shows a system in the brain where when a person is sleeping, cerebral fluid flows through their brain, taking away all the waste products, including beta-alanine. The study showed that this fluid barely moves when the subject is awake, but it flows rapidly and thoroughly when the subject is sleeping. others, but this is a potential problem. This is why sleep is important. It's important for our minds, our bodies, and the problems that lack of sleep can cause can potentially be very dangerous, if not deadly. It keeps our minds alert and our energy levels high. It helps with our health and maybe even help us to lose weight. It also helps our health by making our immune system stronger and potentially prevent future problems down the road. In order for you to perform at your best and to be healthy, make sure you receive 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day. Are there any questions? Thank you for joining me today.